When Christian Horner walked back into the Silverstone paddock on July 5th, the world thought he was looking for a job. They were wrong. This is not a comeback. It is a hostile takeover, and the people quietly clearing his path are about to change the F1 grid forever. Christian Horner is not trying to join another team. He is building a network across finance, ownership, and governance, and that is the part most F1 coverage keeps missing. The first piece of that puzzle is Oakley Capital. On May 21st, Reuters reported that Horner took an advisory role with the London-based private equity firm, focusing on premium sports investments. That pushes him far beyond the usual image of a former team boss hunting for a pit wall comeback. Oakley is not about nostalgia, it is about structure, capital, and access. Horner is moving into the kind of boardroom position where decisions get made long before a car ever reaches the grid. He's no longer just orbiting Formula One. He's positioning himself to own the gravity. The second piece is the Alpine stake angle. Reports from Motorsport Week and other outlets have linked Horner to talks around the 24% stake held by Otro Capital. And the whole idea only makes sense if he wants co-ownership, not a management contract. Here is why people keep drawing parallels to Toto Wolff. Wolff changed what an F1 team principal even is. He did not just sign a contract to run Mercedes, he negotiated a 33% ownership stake, and that single move turned him from a hired executive into a billionaire stakeholder who controls his own destiny. For Horner, the mission looks identical. By eyeing the stake held by Otro Capital, he is not chasing a paycheck. He is chasing the Wolff model. He wants equity power. One seat in the boardroom is worth more than 10 seats on the pit wall, because in the boardroom, nobody fires you. You are the board. Renault's stance forces that path to slow down hard. Coverage from Lente Deportiva and BVM Sports says shareholder clauses and lock-in rules could block any sale outright, turning the story into a legal standoff where the biggest obstacle is not a rival team. It is corporate paperwork. If Alpine's legal paperwork blocks his path, Horner has a plan B, and it runs through the biggest EV manufacturer on the planet, BYD. Reuters had already reported interest in a lower risk path into Formula One, and then the story flipped at Goodwood on July 10th. Stella Lee said there was no concrete F1 project and that BYD would never enter just to put a sticker on the side of a car. That sounds like a hard reset. But the fact that BYD was even linked to F1 tells you exactly where Horner's thinking sits. He is staying close to any serious new capital entering the sport. These are not separate ideas. They are parallel tracks. Reuters placed him at Oakley. Motorsport Week tied him to Alpine and BYD. Together, they sketch a strategy built entirely around options. Silverstone added the public layer. Horner returned to the paddock as a guest of F1, meeting Stefano Domenicali. That proves he is not being treated like a ghost from the past. He's being welcomed back into the room where the next chapter gets negotiated. Even the timing of his memoir, Drive, scheduled for October, looks strategic. It hands him control over his own legacy right as the paddock starts paying attention again. And as Simon Jordan pointed out, Horner's £75 million severance gives him the exact capital to become an owner with other people's money. A payout that size means he can wait, build, and negotiate instead of grabbing the first role available. The pattern is simple. Horner keeps moving toward the people who control assets and access, from Oakley to Domenicali to Mohammed Ben Sulayem, who has openly said the sport misses him. So forget whether Horner will join another team. Ask whether he is returning as a hired hand at all. Everything points toward ownership and a seat at the table where the sport's next power structure gets built. The secret alliance is not one deal or one team. It is finance, governance, and reputation working together. And Horner is using all three to make sure his next move changes the sport, not just his job title. Which part of Christian Horner's next move surprises you the most? The Oakley Capital advisory role that turns him into a sports financier, the push for a Toto Wolff-style ownership stake at Alpine, or the fact that BYD and F1's own leadership are quietly clearing his path back to the paddock? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. And before you leave, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Formula Girls so you don't miss the next one.